Good evening, everyone. This is Takila Fountain, owner of Abundant Miracle Oil. I was coming to you all today to give you all some tips on how to moisturize your hair, use the Abundant Miracle Oil, and also retain length. So, number one, I have look at your hair. So you can be the judge of your hair. If you feel like your hair is, stringy, dry, brittle, you're not seeing any progress in your hair, those are some things we might need to look into. You might need to trim it if it's damaged. If you are fiddling in your hair too much, you might need to start working with protective styling. So that's number one. First, you need to see your hair. You be the judge of your hair. Don't be afraid to cut your hair. If you need a fresh start, a clean slate, go ahead and cut it. Number two, I have, what do you feel works best for you? And with that question, it's pertaining to, do you feel like you do better going to a stylist or doing your hair yourself? If you feel like if every time you go into a stylist, your hair is being cut, then you might want to not go to a stylist if they are scissor happy. If you're especially if you're trying to grow your hair out. So I would suggest that you start looking at things on how to treat your own hair, style your own hair. Of course, it will save you some money, and of course, they keep you from being frustrated with your length not being where you want it to be. That's number two. Number three, how are you styling your hair? Now, that's very, very important. If you are putting your hair in tight styles, such as braids, really tight ponytails, things like that, of that nature, and it's too tight, then yeah, you can cause damage to your hair, the follicles. Sometimes even your scalp can receive damage, and hair could permanently not grow back because you damaged it. So make sure you're not getting styles that is pulling out your hair, pulling out your edges, or or having your ponytail too sleek and it's pulled too tight, and then you're putting yourself at risk of losing your hair. So you want to make sure you're not manipulating your hair to where it's too tight. That was number three. Number four, how often do you wash and condition your hair? So I know some people say they don't wash their hair too often, and that might be a no. For me, I would say you should keep up what we call a regimen, which you're washing your hair regularly. So I would say, in my opinion, I wash my hair twice a week. That might not work for everybody, but it works for me. My daughter hair, I wash her hair every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on if she's been active, sweating, stuff like that, and you have buildup. You might need to go ahead and wash your hair. Don't just allow your hair to just sit. I would say, but make sure you're keeping your hair nourished, and that's where the washing and conditioning, because you need to be able to wet your hair, because your hair can flourish from wetting it and making sure you condition your hair. Because if you don't, you're subject to allowing your hair to dry out too much, and then it can be subject to breaking. And you don't want to break your hair off. You don't want unnecessary shedding and different things that happens when you prolong too long of your washing conditions. That's number four. Number five, we have, how's your health? Have you experienced hair loss or hair shedding because of health issues? Now, a lot of us are dealing with health issues, high blood pressure, diabetes. If you are dealing with any of those health issues, sometimes that can trigger hair loss or a delay in your hair. So I would say, if you are experiencing that and you have health issues that have triggered or contribute to hair loss in your life or whatever, I would suggest you follow behind your medications with a vitamin. If it's doctor approved, I'm sure it might be, because vitamins are very healthy for us. So I would say follow up with a vitamin, particularly something that helps with your hair, skin, and nails. So you want to, and health. I know they have different ones like folic acid and biotin is one. So they have plenty of them out there. I would say get your vitamins in, drink plenty of water. You don't want, the hormones and all that stuff being off. You want to keep everything leveled out. And some people have lost hair due to hormonal problems, and you want to make sure you're going to your doctors, getting checked, making sure everything is leveled out, because you don't want to be dealing with, not just for your hair purposes, but overall health. You want your health to be right. That was number 5. Number 6, stress. A lot of times we don't think about it, but stress can cause you to lose your hair. It can cause your hair to shed. It can cause all kind of things to happen. Of course, back to a health issue, relieving stress, doing things that'll keep you more at peace, more calm, not going through anxiety or any other attacks that might conflict your health, or you want to make sure that you're doing the proper things, the necessary things to stay healthy. And relieving stress, it is most definitely important for you to do. You need to relieve your stress. And number 7, which is my last one, and it's being patient. You have to be patient with your journey with hair growth. You have to be patient. Sometimes people try to rush the process. What might work faster for one individual might not work as fast for the next individual. But you have to allow the product that you're using to work for you. And what I mean by that is give it some time. Sometimes you have to give it some time. Some things don't come overnight. You have to give it time. You have to give it time so that you will see the results that you need to see. But also taking the proper measures and the proper steps. Sometimes you need to add things in to help. This is to help boost or promote or help to get you through the things that you were dealing with before with your hair. Like if you were dealing with dryness, breaking, all that stuff. Well, you want to be able to make sure you're doing the right and necessary things to put that back into your hair, what it's lacking. If it's lacking the proteins that it needs, then you need a protein treatment. If it's too much protein, then it's going to be very dry, and then that means you need a deep condition. So just listen to your hair, feel your hair, try it out, see. Like me, I'm dyed right now, and I've cut my hair. You all saw my hair. My hair was long before this, and I decided I wanted short, but I still use my oil, and it's still growing my hair out. And y'all know how short I had it, so it's growing back out. As you can see, it's going to grow because I continue to use my oil. Just keeping that balance. So if you're dealing with dryness, breaking, or anything, you want to make sure you're getting that treated. And if it means you have to cut your hair, it's okay. It's okay to let go of hair that it's not going to last, because as your hair starts growing, and that's one thing I wanted to say too, as your hair starts growing, the hair that's coming out is going to be the stronger hair. So the weaker hair is not going to be able to last, so you're thinking your hair isn't growing. It might be because you're dealing with damaged hair and your hair is continually breaking, and it isn't that your hair isn't growing. It's just the hair is weak. So to get rid of that issue or that situation, just get rid of the damaged hair, and then you don't have to worry about it. You'll just have your normal regular shedding, because I know it's normal to shed hair, but if you're shedding excessively where it's too much, then that's an issue. You do not want to continue dealing with a bunch of shedding, because it could be an underlying issue such as early set alopecia or early balding, or you want to make sure. So I would say if you're dealing with any of those issues, be sure to reach out to your healthcare provider. make sure that they can figure out what is best for you, and we can take it from there. This is Takala Fountain with Abundant Miracle Oil. I hope all those that have purchased the bottle, you all are continuing in your journey. Keep me posted, keep me updated on the results, any questions you have. I am here free. You can email me at tfoun816@gmail.com. I'm available all the time, to answer questions. So be free to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you all and be blessed.